Hey everybody, this is Steve. Welcome to my show again. This is part 2 of Cooking with Steve. A couple of things I'm doing is I'm going live right now, and I'm also going to be posting separate recordings to YouTube as I did last time, and onto Facebook so you can all follow along step by step in the process. So what we're cooking today is going to be fun. It's my own world famous spicy shrimp scampi recipe. It's not quite world famous yet, but in my world it is. You can help me make it. Anyhow, let me explain what the difference is of my shrimp scampi. When I first started cooking, I got my divorce, and I cooked a little before that, of course, but I was going to the supermarket, and I would walk to the very back. So here's a good tip for you if you're wanting to learn to cook, is I'd walk to the back of the supermarket by the meat section, and there would be a turnstile there that had these little cards which were recipes for anything you wanted to make, whether it was seafood, salmon, swordfish, steak, whatever it might be, but it was really good stuff. I would take those cards and I would look at the ingredients and the recipe, and I would walk around the supermarket. I helped to learn how to shop at a supermarket for one, get my spices, get the meats, get all the additions, and then I would cook my dish. So shrimp scampi was one of them that I actually tried originally. And then I tried a spicy shrimp scampi. Now I did go to epicurus.com, which has a lot of recipes for pretty much anything you want to eat or cook or prepare. And but I didn't see one that was really authentic. It was kind of commercial. What I've done a little bit differently is, I do use the red peppers, the black peppers. I try to grind the black peppers myself. I add parsley instead of cilantro, which you can use either one. But if you see behind me the ingredients, I'm going to take a full carton of spaghetti, so I'm making a lot of it, enough for about 4 people. About a pound, a little over a pound, about a pound and a half of shrimp. The shells are still on them. I will deshell them and take the tails off myself. I like to bring them when they're raw, and then I do that myself. It just seems a little fresher for me, even though it's not as fresh. It's still better than those that are already deveined and peeled and cooked already. My garlic, got a good clove of garlic here. A cup of lime or lemon. I use lime because it doesn't taste quite as tart. And then instead of using a white wine for a reduction, I actually use a white wine, but a Pinot Grigio. I've got another wine here that I was given as a gift. But most white wines might make it a little bit tart. Pinot Grigio is a little bit sweeter, so it actually goes well with the shrimp and the pasta. Of course, we've got a whole lot of butter here, and I always cook with olive oil. I did get a question last week what I use, and typically olive oil, because it's healthier than butter or than the grease that I grew up in, which was Crisco, I believe it was. Let's see. I think I've got everything here as far as measurements. About a quarter tablespoon of the red pepper black, and about a pinch of this and a pinch of that. And then the one other thing I won't forget is that I do have my apron. Thanks for all your comments, how everyone loved my apron, so I'll continue to use that until someone wants to send me something else. So let me tell you what's unique about this pasta is I've never seen this done before. So what I do is, once I boil the pasta, instead of taking it out and sitting it on the side, and then of course eventually combining everything, I'm doing two things. I take it out, I separate it, I put it in this back in this glass dish here. I like the glass. It looks good, but also it does well for what I'm trying to do. I make this marinade here, and if you look, it looks a little creamy. It's a little cool right now, but I'll reheat it again. And what I do is I take red pepper, black pepper, and the garlic. And the garlic, I actually crush it in here so that I get a lot more of the juices, and I let it boil. Put a little bit of water. You can put a little wine at that time, but I try to wait for the wine later. Anyways, what I'll do with this is then I'll add some more water once it's nice and absorbed. And I'll take it, and after the pasta is done, I'll put the pasta back in this dish, and I'll pour that marinade over it, and I'll let it soak. I'll let it marinate into and soak into the pasta for good, probably 25 minutes to half an hour. What it does is that when you have a pasta dish and you add chicken or shrimp or whatever it might be to it, when you're eating that dish in an Italian restaurant or at home, you're always looking forward to that shrimp or that piece of meat, whatever it might be. But in this case, the pasta is so flavorful that you look forward to the pasta, and you can even eat it by itself and feel like it's a full meal or a tasty meal. So that's what I feel is unique about my dish. And then I also control the heat. I like it being really hot. Everyone else, like my daughters and others, they like it maybe not so hot. and so I can heat it up a little later. But anyways, that's kind of what we're doing here. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. I've got the water boiling. I'll start doing the recording and the cooking in just 1 minute. And let's see. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. I'll look forward to seeing you all in just a little bit. Okay, take care.